I picked up a set of metal valve stems for around $10 shipped for the pair. Better quality than the stock Chinese pieces. Now before you start this, you want to make sure you have a way to refill your tires, because you're going to have to let all the air out of the tires. So you're going to need an air compressor or an air tank to refill your tires. Remove the valve cap to start. Then you'll need a special tool to remove the valve core inside there. Should look like this. It's got two prongs. Put it in there. You'll catch the valve core and release it, and then all your air will start coming out of the tire. So there's what your valve core looks like. You'll need to be able to get behind the valve stem to take it out. So that means you need to break the bead of the tire. And an easy way to do it for this purpose is just a C-clamp. Put the C-clamp on the tire. Don't put it on your wheel, put it on your tire, and tighten it down. Once you break the bead, you can remove the clamp, and then I like to reposition it. Just take a rag or something and put it over one side of the clamp, and this side of the clamp with a rag on it is going to go on your wheel itself. Kind of put it at an angle, and then you'll clamp down on the other side on the tire, and this way you'll start pushing the tire out of the way so you can access the valve stem. Hopefully you can see here, the tire's pushed out of the way with a clamp. You can see the whole bottom of the valve stem. Somehow I lost the video clips when I originally did the valve stems on the TaoTao. Not sure if I didn't hit record or what I did. But at any rate, I've got another wheel here with the same style valve stem. And I've got another of the same style valve stems that I'm going to replace it with, or that I used on the TaoTao. So I just wanted to let you know why you'll be seeing a different wheel. Now we need to pull the stock valve stem out of the wheel. So now I'll grab the base of the valve stem, make sure it's good and tight with the vice grips, put the rag between the vice grips and the wheel so I don't damage it, and then just pry against the wheel with the vice grips. You can actually see this valve stem ripped apart. So since that happened, you should be able to just go to the other side of the valve stem with pliers or vice grips and grab a hold of the rubber and pull it right out of there. You'll need to begin by removing both of these nuts from the bottom of the valve stem. Then you should have a little metal piece here, kind of like a domed washer, and then a rubber piece. Then you're left with the valve stem itself, this little rubber seal, and you should have a cap up here. Take that assembly and slide it in through the inside of the wheel so that the small bit of this rubber piece here is seated inside the hole in the wheel. Once that's seated in the wheel, you'll want to slide this rubber seal over your valve stem protruding here. Then slide the domed kind of washer on there, and you want the dome to be facing outward, like towards you, out away from the wheel. Now install one of the nuts and get it as tight as you can with your fingers. Then you'll need to use a socket and ratchet to tighten the nut down the rest of the way, and you'll want to hold it from the other side to make sure that the valve stem stays oriented wherever you want it aimed. After that's tight, go ahead and install the last nut and tighten that down with your ratchet as well. There's what it should look like once it's in place. Now that the valve stem's in place, you can remove your clamp. Once you get the clamp out of the way, you're probably going to have to pop the lip of the tire over the valve stem here. I've got a tire spoon, but you can use a screwdriver or a pry bar, like a small pry bar. Just have to be careful how much pressure you put on the wheel here, the rim. Now you need to take the valve stem cap off of the new valve stem. Just like you did on the first one, you're going to use your special tool and remove the valve core. Once that's out, you'll need your compressed air. And basically you're just going to pump air into here until the tire pops back onto the rim, until there's not a gap there like there is now. You need to reinstall the valve core, and you'll need the end that the tool grabs facing outward. Just install that snug. Before you refill the tires, you'll want to see where your manual or where the sticker on the bike says that the tire pressure should be. You can see here it says 36.2 psi. You can also check the tires, and on the tire in this case it says 36 psi. So that's what we're going to go with. And then reinstall your valve stem cap. Remember, you still got another one. You've got to repeat this whole process for the rear tire.